Om. Om. कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम् यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अदृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम् औष्पतीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशम् अक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वादात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारी परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकम् वाल्मीकि गिरिसम्बोधा रामसागरगामिनी पुनादिभुवनं पुण्या रामायण महानदी वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसादासीत् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः मङ्गलं कौसलेन्द्राय महनीय गुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनुजाय सार्वभौमाय मङ्गलम् सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। 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 Our ego has got so many weapons, so many supporters. Every such support is as powerful as ego. Ego by itself is in disguise. It is not having any particular shape or a form. You cannot recognize in any way. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, all these are all products of ego only. Any identification, any strong possessiveness, any strong pride and arrogance, any strong selfishness, anything that is opposed to the self, opposed to the one's own Paramatma, is none other than the form of ego. Even to that extent, not only it creates anger, frustration, jealousy, pride, delusion, it also can create sorrow. Sorrow is also expression of ego. Any identification is ego. Sorrow, I am unhappy about something, that is also ego only. One may not think that ego is only in the form of rajas. Tamas is also ego. Indulgence, sensuousness, feeling bad about oneself, depression, dejection, unhappiness, all this, any kind of behavior, feeling, emotions, thoughts against Sat Chit Ananda. That is Aham Asat, is a ego. Aham Ajnani, ego. Aham Dukhi, is also ego. So therefore, all these are all the various supporters and battalions of the 10-headed monster. He has no dearth of supply. He'll keep sending new people. Even his head cannot be cut off that easily. Any you cut, it will come back again. So as even we attempt to cut the one head off out of 9, out of 10, if one you cut, another one will come. Cut all the 9, 10 will come, 9 will come. Another 10, it will come. Some occasion or the other, it will show up again. So that's a beautiful symbolism. Ravayati Ravanaha. Sarvan Lokan Ravayati Ravana. One who makes everybody cry. So here, he had sent 7 sons of his ministers, and they were all so powerful. They are like a flames of the fire. And so here, they are also killed, and then the 5 more of them are sent. That's what we saw in the beginning of this chapter. And they are also known as Virupaksha, Yupaksha, and then Durdara, Bragasa, Bhaskara, Bhasakarna, not Bhaskara, Bhasakarna. These are the names of the 5 important army generals. So we continue from verse number 8. Bhavedindrena va srushtam.
Bhavedindrena va srishtam.
Madartam tapobalat.
Madartham tapobalat.
Sanaga yaksha gandharva.
Sanaga yaksha gandharva.
Devasura maharshayah.
Devasura maharshayah.
Yushmabhi prahitai sarvaihi.
Yushmabhih prahitai sarvaihi.
Maya saha vinirjitaha.
Maya saha vinirjitaha.
Tairavashyam vidatavyam.
Tairavashyam vidatavyam.
Yalikam kinchidevanaha.
Vyalikam kinchidevanaha.
Tadevanatra sandehaha.
Tadeva sandehaha.
Prasahya parigrihyatam.
Prasahyak parigrihyatam.
Yatasenagraga sarve.
Yatasenagraga sarve.
Mahabala parigraha.
Mahabala parigraha.
Swajirata matangaha.
Savajirata matangaha.
Savajirata sakape sasyadamati.
Sakapih shasyatamiti.
Navamanyo bhavadbhischa.
Navamanyo bhavadbhischa.
Kapirdhira parakramaha.
Kapirdhira parakramaha.
Drishta hi haraya purve.
दृष्टा हि हरयः पूर्वे
मया विपुलविक्रमाः
मया विपुलविक्रमाः
वाली च सह सुग्रीवः
वाली च सह सुग्रीवः
जाम्बवांश्च महाबलः.
जाम्बवांश्च महाबलः.
So here Ravana cautions all these army generals that this one which has come in the form of a monkey is not of this earth. Because of his enormous power and ability to destroy everything, it looks like it is in a great anger against us. And it is not made by anybody else. Is positing the possibility of Indrena va srishtam bhavet. This is directly created by Indra, because we have already threatened all the Sargavasinaha in many, many ways and many, many times. Tapobalat madartam srishtam. Without of the strength of their own tapobala, austerities. We have along with Naga, Yaksha, Gandharva, Deva, Asura, Maharshaya, Yushmabhihi Prahitaihi Sarvaihi Mayasaha Vinirjitaha. I have waged many, many wars with your help, all the army generals, and we have destroyed all these people again and again and again. Taihi Avashyam Vitatavyam. So, these all have been destroyed with the help of you all. So, we have to, if that is the case, they are the people who they have been very revengeful. So therefore, taihi vitatavyam velikam hinchitevanaha. Velika means trouble, real trouble, pain. Pain has to be imparted to us, or we have to become painful. And that is the reason I think Indra has created this one. Naha velikam vitatavyam avashyam by them taihi hinchideva velikam. So in Tamil, velikam become vali. Velika, vali. I know in Kannada, Telugu, and all. Velikam. Vali means pain, some kind of a pain. So that is to be imparted. That's why they have sent. Tadeva natra sandeha. I think there is no doubt about this, that it is a special one sent from the heavens. And prasahya pradigrihyatam. So be very careful dealing with this. So you have to, by force, you have to capture him. And I know that you are having a very good strategy to do that, because you are all army generals. Yata, go ahead. Senagragaha, sarve mahabala parigrahaha, one those who have great amount of strength in your hand. Savaji rata matangaha, along with your chariots, horses, and elephants. Saha kabihi shasyatam. Go and punish that very monkey which has been acting very, very strangely. Na avamanyam, nama avamanyo bhaved. Do not underestimate that one. Na avamanye bhavadbhischa. You all should not underestimate. Kabihi veera parakramaha. This monkey is known for its extreme amount of valor. We have seen that, and we have already lost a lot of them out of our thinking that he is a very normal monkey. It is not a very difficult one, because we are a little proud about ourselves. And drishtva hi haraya purve maya vipula vikramaha. I have seen before also the strange monkeys Vipula Vikramaha, uncomparable strength. I've seen them in the past. Who are all those? Vali, Sugriva, Jambavan. These are all, I have encountered them. So I have safely kept myself away from these people because they are all in the forest center only. So I don't go there, and even though we have attacked even the heavens, but these guys, these are all not normal ones. It's better they be said. See, in our life, we do not want to disturb the wild animals. Two reasons. When they gather, they don't gather together. If they gather together, we are finished. They are kept separately so that they are all okay. We are safe. If they come together, then human beings cannot exist because they are so powerful. And so human beings have been continuously under threat. But then, in the same way here, monkeys, when they come together as a group, it cannot be handled. So we have to be very careful with this one. Neelasenapadischaiva
नीलसेनापतिश्चैव
ये चान्ये द्विविधादयः
ये चान्ये द्विविदादयः
नैव तेषां गतिर्भीमा
नैव तेषां गतिर्भीमा
न तेजो न पराक्रमः
न तेजो न पराक्रमः
न मतिर्न बलोत्साहः
न मतिर्न बलोत्साहः
न रूप परिकल्पिनं न रूप परिकल्पनम्
न रूपपरिकल्पनम्
महत्सत्त्वम् इदं ज्ञेयम्
महत्सत्त्वमिदं ज्ञेयम्
कपिरूपं व्यवस्थितम्
कपिरूपं व्यवस्थितम्
प्रयत्नं महतास्ताय
प्रयत्नं महदास्थाय
क्रियतामस्य निग्रहः
क्रियतामस्य निग्रहः
कामं लोकाश्रयस्येन्द्रा
कामं लोकास्त्रयः सेन्द्राः
ससुरासुरमानवाः
ससुरासुरमानवाः
भवताम् अग्रदस्तातुम्
भवताम् अग्रतस्थातुम्
न पर्याप्ता शरणाजिरे
न पर्याप्ता रणाजिरे
तथापि तु न यज्ञेन
तथापि तु न यज्ञेन
जयताम् नयताम् आकाङ्क्षतारणे
जयमाकाङ्क्षतारणे
आत्मारक्ष्य प्रयत्नेन
आत्मारक्षः प्रयत्नेन
युद्धसिद्धिर्हि चञ्चला.
युद्धसिद्धिर्हि चञ्चला.
So here, not only I have seen Vali, Sugriva, Jambavan, I have seen Neela also. Neela, Senapati, who is the commander in general there, and also Dvivida. This is also another monkey which is powerful. Naiva tesham gatihi, bhima, na tejaha, na parakramaha. All these things, their tejas, that tesham gatihi, their way of going, bhima. Na should be added into each one of them. So finally what he says is, idam nyayam na rupa utsahamadi rupam kala vyavasthitam. All of them, this cannot be comparable at all to anybody else. So or not all, meaning tesham here means all, Vali, Sugriva, Jambavan, Neela, Dvivida, all these people. And they cannot be underestimated. That's what he's saying. These powers of all these monkeys are in one place in this one. So naiva tesham gatihi bhima na tejaha na parakramaha na matihi na balo utsagaha na rupa parikalpanam. So parikalpanam is the ability to change their form. All these things are found in this monkey also. So this one I have not met before, but I have seen all others who have this capacity, and it looks like he has got the same amount of, or much more than that, in the case of the Hanuman, the one which we are going to meet. So compared to him, all of them, this one has got an excess only. So in this way, parikalpanam means it cannot be imagined. Na parikalpanam to be added to everything. But not imaginable compared to all these people of this one. Mahat sattvam idam. It is something very, very powerful than all of them. Kapirupam vyavastitam. And it is only in the form of a kapi he is there. It is something else other than kapi. Many of the traditions believe it is Shiva himself. Bhagavan Shiva is the one who has come in the form of Hanumanji. And obviously, he is much, much stronger than any of the Devatas or any of the Danavas or any one of them who are the heaven dwellers. And prayatnam mahad astaya, therefore putting forth the maximum effort, kriyatam, please do, asya nigraha, kriyatam asya nigraha, make sure that you capture him with lot of amount of effort. And this, you should understand that this has to be done very carefully with keeping yourself very, very protective. So, kamam lokastrayahatsa indraha sasura asura manavaha bhavatam agradastadum na paryapta iti stadum iti kamam. Kamam means it's appropriate or correct. In the three worlds, Indraha, along with Indras, Sura and Asuraha, Manavaha, all the humans, Bhavatam Agrahastatum, stand in front of you in a battlefield, Ranajire na paryapta. The paryapta word means they are not sufficient enough to stand in front of you. Meaning, I completely believe in your prowess, because none of them can stand in the war against you. Tatapi, even though it is the case, to nayagnena, with strategy, jayam akankshata rane, with the total desire to win the war, proceed on, but prayatnena atma rakshyaha, with great effort you have to protect yourself, because yuddhe siddhihi chanchala, yuddha siddhihi chanchala, because the win in the war is always unpredictable. That we know. 3 of them are going on now. It's only increasing number. Nobody is either defeated nor won. It goes on for years, and it only destroys the properties, resources, human beings, money, weapons. That's all going into smokes. All are going into rumbles. All rebels, not rebels, rebels. All of them are raised. Human resources are wasted. Weapons are wasted. Properties are wasted. Money is wasted. The warmongering nature of the human mind is never appeased. There is no end to this, whether it is China or Russia or any other country. There is no real, even if somebody seems to have won for some time, it's a question of time. The person is weak because of some reasons, therefore you win him. But after some time, he will gather up more momentum, will come back. Again, do the same thing. Never ends. So here he says that with a very great strategy, you have to do it, and do not take your past victory as the as taken for granted, because this one seems to be something peculiar. This is what I want to caution you before you proceed there. This way Ravana had cautioned all of them. Te swami vachanam sarve
ते स्वामि वचनं सर्वे
pratigrihya mahojasah
प्रतिगृह्य महौजसः
samutpedurmahavegaha
समुत्पेतुर्महावेगाः
udashrasamatejasah
हुताशसमतेजसः
tadematterva nagescha
रथैश्च मत्तैर्नागैश्च
vajibishcha mahajavaihi
वाजिभिश्च महाजवैः
शस्त्रैश्च विविधैस्तीक्ष्णैः
शस्त्रैश्च विविधैस्तीक्ष्णैः
सर्वैश्चोपहिता बलैः
सर्वैश्चोपहिता बलैः
ततस्तु ददृशुः वीराः
ततस्तु ददृशुः वीराः
दीप्यमानं महाकपिम्
दीप्यमानं महाकपिम्
रश्मिमन्तं इवोत्यन्तम्
रश्मिमन्तम् इवोद्यन्तम्
स्वतेजो रश्मिमालिनम्
स्वतेजो रश्मिमालिनम्
तोरणस्थं महावेगम्
तोरणस्थं महावेगम्
महासत्त्वं महाबलम्
महासत्त्वं महाबलम्
महामतिं महोत्साहम्
महामतिं महोत्साहम्
महाकायं महाभुजम्
महाकायं महाभुजम्
तं समीक्षैव ते सर्वे
तं समीक्ष्यैव ते सर्वे
दिक्षुः सर्वावस्थिताः
दिक्षु सर्वास्वस्थिताः
तैस्तैस्प्रहरणैः भीमैः
तैस्तैस्प्रहरणैः भीमैः
अभिपेतुस्ततस्ततः
अभिपेतुस्ततस्ततः
तस्य पञ्चायसास्तीक्ष्णाः
तस्य पञ्चायसास्तीक्ष्णाः
सिता पीतमुखाशराः
सिताः पीतमुखाशराः
शिरस्युत्
फलपत्राभा
फलपत्रात्मा शिरस्युत्पलपत्राभा
शिरस्युत्पलपत्राभा
दुर्धरेण निपातिताः
दुर्धरेण निपातिताः
this particular book I have, they were not digitally printed, not digital. These are all the, what do you call that? They keep the
block printing.
block printing. I don't know if Gita Press has come up with the digital printing. I'm not sure. They may be using the old one only still now. They're not computerized printing. So, te Swami Vachanam, te sarve, Swami Vachanam, means Ravana Vachanam, pradigrihya, mahojasaha, of this one who is very well, brilliant. So, having listened that, then samutpetuhu, they started to proceed on, set out, mahavega, with great force, and how it is comparable to Huta Asha Samatejasa. Huta Asha means Ashnati. Ashnati means which consumes. Yat Udam Tat Sarvam Ashnati idi Huta Asha. Whatever is offered, it will just swallow it. That is fire. So Hutasha Tejasaha Prateischa Matteihi Nagaischa. So also carrying along with them their chariots, and also the elephants are all not normal. They are really a maddened elephants. Elephants in a rut, that is there. And Vajibihi, that is horses, Mahajavaihi Vajibihi. They are very, very fast moving horses also. Shastraischa, and also various weapons. Vividaihi, Tikshnaihi, and also sharp and powerful. Sarvaischa upahitaha balaihi. All these are all endowed with them, with strength. Tadastu, Dadarshuhu, when they proceeded on, they saw Viram, the Viraha Tadarshu what? Deepyamanam Mahakapim, the brilliantly standing the same place. Because as I said earlier, he didn't want others to just to search for him. I'm in the same place. Anytime you want, come. That is the beauty of Hanumanji. Not afraid, not hiding. Rashmimantam iva utyantam is like a young, beautiful sun rising up in the morning. Swateja Rashmi Malinam. It's only wearing the garland of his own brilliance. Toranastam Mahavegam is standing there near that arch. And Mahasattvam of huge body, Mahabalam, huge strength, Mahamatim, brightly intelligent, Mahautsaham, extremely enthusiastic to make sure that work is done, Mahakayam, huge form, Mahabhujam, huge shoulders, Tam, Samiksha Eva, Te Sarve, seeing very such huge form of the monkey there, Te Sarve, and all of them, Dikshu, in various quarters, Sarvasu Avastitaha Taihi. So Taihi Maha, they are all their own weapons, Praharanaihi, Bhimaihi, mighty weapons, they started to Abhipetuhu Tatastataha. They started to use. They started to use all of those, whatever they had against this monkey. Tasya panchayasas tikshnaha. So among that, 5 of the darts or shafts which are there with them, which are very sharp, sitaha, sharpened, pitamukaha, they are having the yellow color on the tip of their the sharpened sharaha, the this kind of arrows. Shirasi utpala patratma. So at the head of Hanuman, Utpala Patratma, it is like the opened up petal. Utpala Patratma. Utpala means, Utpala, one meaning is this, Utpala means to open up. Utpala also means lily flower. So it will appear like the patra or the petals of the fully opened lily. And this is done by whom? Durdarena Nipatitaha. So they go there, and there's some end of it was like this. So sometimes when you are putting a nail into the wall, it goes like this and opens up, so that it catches inside, right? That's very interesting. It will be like this when you go on hitting it inside. When you go, it will just open up. So it will be hard. The same thing. It goes inside the head and opens up. So that could be understood this way, because they opened up the petals. So they dug into the head of the Hanumanji there. And this was done by Durdara. Difficult to hold. That's why Durdara. Sate panchabividdaksh satehi panchabiraviddah
Satai panchabhiraviddhah
tarai shirasi savanarah
sharai shirasi vanarah
utpata utpapada
utpapata.
utpapada, right? Utpapada, correct?
Utpapata.
Utpapadanadan vyomni.
Utpapata nadan vyomni.
Disho dasha vinadayan.
Disho dasha vinadayan.
Tadastu durdaro viraha.
Tatastu durdharo viraha.
Taradas sajju karmukaha.
Sarata sajja karmukaha.
Kiran shab. Kiran shada. Kiran
Kiran shara.
shadashade. Kiran shadashade, right?
Kiran shara shataihi.
Kiran sharasater ne nekaihi. Okay. Kiran shadashade nekaihi.
Kiran shara shatair nekaihi.
Nekaihi. Is it nekaihi?
Nekaihi.
Nekaika.
Nekaihi, then abhipede.
Nekaihi. Abhibede mahabalaha.
Abhipede mahabalaha.
Kapir varayamasa.
Sakapirvarayamasa.
Tam vyomni saravarshinam.
Tam yomni sharavarshinam.
Vrishtimantam payodante.
Vrishtimantam payodante.
Payodamiva marutaha.
Payodamiva marutaha.
Ardyamanastatastena.
Ardhyamanastastena.
Durdarena. Durdarena. Durdanena.
Nilatmajaha.
Durdanena nilatmajaha.
Durdharena Nilatmajaha.
Chakara ninadam bhuyaha.
Chakara ninadam bhuyaha.
Yadartada cha viryavan.
Vyavardhata cha vidyavan.
Tadoram sahasotpatya.
Saduram sahasotpatya.
Ruddarasya rate harihi.
Durdharasya radhe harihi.
Nipapada mahavegaha.
Nipapata mahavegaha. Vego.
Vegaha. Okay.
Vega.
Vidyudrashri giraviva.
Vidyudrashirgiraviva.
Saha Hanuman Vanaraha Panchabihi Aviddaha. Panchabi Sharaihi Aviddaha. Being pierced by the 5 of the arrows, Shirasi in his own head. Then what he did was a strange thing. He started to lift himself up. Utpapada Vyomni. Vyomni, into the sky, he just rose up. Nadan, making a huge sound. Disho Dasha Vinadayan. In all the 10 directions, the sound was heard. Tataha, thereafter, Durdaraha Viraha. But at the same time, Durdara, one among the army generals, who is very strong, Sarataha, who is along with his chariot, Sajja Karmukaha. Karmuka is the bow. And at the same time, it is already been, what do you call that, as yoked. It's already been tied up. Got ready. And with that, strung, in other words, already strung, because they don't keep always strung. The stringing is only when there is a need to fight. Otherwise, the bow is not strung. It's unloaded gun. It's like unloaded gun. You cannot use that. Or locked gun. You take it, and then unless you know how to unlock it, it will not work. Similarly, the bow is there, and the string is not tied to the other end, in which case it has no value, it has no use, because it will not have the power to, the arrow to move. So once the string, that's what Rama did at the Dasharatha's palace, at Janaka's palace. He tried to string the bow and it broke. Because the strength of the bow is in the tension that is given to that bow. And they hold the front part because that is where the maximum, what do you call that, maximum potency is found in that middle of the bow. So when you put the arrow there and pull it up, it will have the maximum power, the middle of the string. So here he has already strung it. So that is called Sajja Karmukaha, strung bow. And Kiran Sharashataihi, he started to release hundreds of arrows. Shataihi, na ekaihi, not one. Abhibede Mahabalaha. So he has started to release all the arrows, and he is this very thing, very arrows that were there, not single one. Not single one means what here? So he had, so aneka is used, many of. Na eka is also same. Aneka means not one. So it is many. Aneka janma sampraptaha. It is not in one life, many. Yesterday, I was seeing one small short somebody had sent. I think Ramanuja, when he was young, the teacher was teaching the value of numbers. 1, 2 is greater value than 1. 3 is a greater value than 2. So that way, 4 is greater value than 3. So he went on like that. 9 has a greater value than 8. Now, it stopped there. What is the value of 0? He asked the audience, the students. So they are all looking at each other, and the teacher says, 0 has no value. So Ramanuja got up and said, you're wrong. I said, what do you mean, wrong? You are wrong. 0 has no value is the wrong answer. So what are you saying? You know better than me? Yes. No, I'm not saying I know better than you, but what you're saying is wrong. How? Okay. You put 1, right? Yeah. You put 1 there, which has value of 1. Put 0, it becomes what?
10.
10, which is greater than what? 9. Then 1 more 0 you put. 1 more 0 you put. How do you say 0 has no value? That was completely floored. So his notes were sent to the Cambridge, and that was not opened for many years. Now, recently they opened, they found he had written calculations to discover black hole. Now, in his time, there was no concept of black hole. So, when you heard the word used, aneka, innumerable. So, eka is to be understood as 1. So, aneka shataihi, hundreds of them, and uncomparable. Aneka shatashataihi, abhipete, he attacked Mahabala, sa kabihi varayamasa. This monkey didn't even care about that. So Sharavarshinam, Vrishtimantam, even as the arrows are coming like a rain, one after the, or maybe in hundreds they were coming to him. And the example or the simile is given, Marutaha Payodante Vrishtimantam Payodam Iva. Payodam Varayamasahiva. Just like the wind at the end of the rainy season doesn't care about how many clouds are there, he just would not bother. It's because it will move around and disperse all of them. Basically, when the wind comes, clouds enemy is the wind. Because clouds are together, they're very strong. They can bring down the amount of rain that they can. Payoda means payam dadadi iti. Paya means water. So that which gives the paya, the dadadi is payoda. So the wind is that which can disperse or destroy the clouds and make it into smaller pieces. Then they don't have the strength. That's why when the rain clouds are coming up on the sky, if there is a wind around, then they will have no ability to pour down. They may just little drizzle here, there, and then move about. But when they are together as a single unit and there's no wind, when you had it, then the downpour will be very heavy. In the same way, he being the son of wind, what did he do? Varayamas. He just destroyed. He moved about without caring about them. He just overpowered them. So this way, he kept them at bay, all of them. Then Ardyamanaha Tatastena Durdharena Anilatmajaha, and he started to, but obviously Hanumanji, even though he's moving around, but be attacked by Ardyamanaha Tataha Tena Durdharena. Durdhara will not leave him alive. He will just go after him. Anilatmajaha Marutatmajaha. What did he do? Ninadam Chakara Bhuya. Again he roared there. So we can understand when there are clouds there up in the sky and there are thunder, it's none other than Hanumanji is fighting with Durdhara there. So that's a reminder to all of us. Then Vyavardhata, Bhuyaha Vyavardhata, he started to grow more in size. Viryavan, again he started to grow in a huge form. So he became huge, such a huge thing. You can't even estimate how mighty he has become. That's why it's, one of the Ashtasiddhis was among the 8 siddhis that Hanumanji has got. Anima, Garima, Lagima, Mahima. Anima, he becomes smaller. Anima, Garima, he becomes heavy. Lagima, he becomes lighter. Mahima, Garima actually. Garima means heavy. Anima means small. Lagima means light. Mahima means long, strong and huge. So here, he had the ability, having the ability to rise into or become expanded into any size. Vyavardhata, he started to grow further. And then he went above the sky. Saduram Sahasa Utpatya. Having gone above for quite a distance in the sky, from there he just fell on Durdhara's Ratha. Durdharasya Rate Harihi Nipapada. These are all the latest weapons that they have found. So they go up in the sky if they are heavy weight, the power is only to keep them go up maximum to the height, just above the installations of the enemies, whatever. And there they just release. It will come in such a speed and down, because obviously they are using the natural law of gravity in that point. They just fall on the installation, that's it, and explode. Once it is inside any area and then explode, finish. Thereafter, you can think. That's what these guys did, when the Twin Towers were. The interesting thing is, they know how to get into the middle of that building. Once it's called implosion, not explosion, implosion. It will just collapse in itself. So that's what he did, imploded. So these are all today's technology, they are using it. That he had done, Hanumanji has done all that, showed how to attack the enemies. He imploded. Get onto the very chariot. Durdarasya Rade Harihi Nipapad. Mahavegaha. Vidyut Rashi Giro Iva. Vidyut Rashi. Meaning Rashi means the heap of the thunderbolts, thunder or the lightning, heap of the lightning falling on the top of a giri, top of a mountain. It will explode there itself. This is what he did. Durdara is over. He cannot even get up from anywhere. Tatassa madi tatastamadidashtashvam
ततः समधिताष्टाश्वम्
ratam bhagnaksha ratam bhagnaksha kubharam
रथम् भग्नाक्षकूबरम्
vihaya nyapadat bhumau
विहाय न्यपतद् भूमौ
durdarastekta jividaha
दुर्धरस्त्यक्तजीवितः
tam virupakshau
तं विरूपाक्षयूपाक्षौ
दृष्ट्वा निपतितं भुवि
दृष्ट्वा निपतितं भुवि
तौ जातरोषौ दुर्दर्शौ
तौ जातरोषौ दुर्दर्शौ
उत्पेततुः अरिन्दमौ
उत्पेततुररिन्दमौ
सताभ्यां सहसोत्प्लुत्य
सताभ्यां सहसोत्प्लुत्य
पिष्टितो विमलेश्वरे
निष्ठितो विमलेम्बरे
विमलेम्बरे right no not विमलेश्वरे विमलेम्बरे correct मुद्गराभ्यां महाबाहुः
मुद्गराभ्यां महाबाहुः
वृक्षस्याभिहतः कपिः
वक्षस्य बिहतः
is it
कपिः
वक्षस्य
yes
महाबाहु yeah, sorry, Makshasya. I do not know why this printing is so bad here. Obviously, Vriksha has no meaning here. Tayorvegavatorvegam
तयोर्वेगवतोर्वेगम्
nihatya sah mahabalaha
निहत्य स महाबलः
papada punarbhumau
निपपात पुनर्भूमौ
suparna iva vegitaha
सुपर्ण इव वेगितः
tasala vrikshamata masatya
ससालवृक्षमासाद्य
samutpatya cha vanaraha
समुत्पाट्य च वानरः
तावुभौ राक्षसौ वीरौ
तावुभौ राक्षसौ वीरौ
जगानपवनात्मजः
जगानपवनात्मजः
ततस्तान् स्त्रीन् हतान् ज्ञात्वा
ततस्तां स्त्रीन् हतां ज्ञात्वा
वानरेण तरस्विना
वानरेण तरस्विना
अभिपेदे महावेगः
अभिपेदे महावेगः
रहस्य प्रदसो बली
प्रहस्य प्रगसो बली
वासकर्णश्च संक्रुद्धः
भासकर्णश्च संक्रुद्धः
शूलमादाय वीर्यवान्
शूलमादाय वीर्यवान्
कर्णशार्दूलं एकतः कपिशार्दूलम्
एकतः कपिशार्दूलम्
यशस्विनम् अवस्थितौ
यशस्विनम् अवस्थितौ
ततः thereafter स मदित अष्टाश्वम् and all his various 8 important horses having been matita. Matita means mathanam means to churn. Churning is mathanam. Matita means churned. All the horses that were there are all churned to death. Ratam Bhagna Aksha Kubaram. And his chariot also, and what you call that, the axle broken, and the wooden frame also, that is Kubaram, also broken. Vihaya Bhumo Nyapatat. So all of them are being thrown apart. Then he fell down. Who? Durdaraha. Durdaraha Nyapatat Bhumau. Tekta Jivitaha. Having lost his life. Now the other 2 of them, who are Virupaksha and Upaksha. Upaksha, these 2, Tam drishtva nipatitam bhuvi drishtva, seeing him having been fallen, tau jataroshau, were extremely enraged, both of them. And what they do, durgarsha, durdarsha utpetutuhu arindamau. Durdarshaha, very difficult to fight with them. Utpetatuhu arindamau. So they both of them arim damati damayati is arindamaha. Arim damati. Ari means the enemy. They are always able to control their enemies. So they started to rise up, the both of them who are capable of destroying any of their enemies. They started to lift themselves up in the air. Sa stabhyam sahasa uplupya. He leaped. Obviously, Vimalembare Vishtitaha Saha, seeing the Hanumanji there, he is there already in the sky. The having destroyed Durdara, he immediately lifted himself up there. Then Mudgarapya Mahabahu Vakshasya Kapihi, the with his hand like an hammer, Mahabahu, Vakshasya Abhihataha Kapihi. So by them, his chest was hit by the heavy hammers. His own body, because they also came up to the sky where he was, and they started attacking him, not in the ground, in the air itself. This is called airstrike. So they started attacking him with Ambare, Vimale, Ambare, Vishtitaha, Kapihi, Tabhyam, Tabhyam, Abhihataha. By them, he has been attacked there. So, Tayoho, Vegavatoho, Vegam Nihatya, Sa Mahabalaha. So, having them there, their speed up in the sky is not much. There may be mighty warriors on the earth, where in the air you cannot really do anything much, because Marutatmajaha, Anilatmajaha, Hanuman is strong in the airspace, because he's being the son of the wind. He has greater power in the air than on the ground. So he, the one who has greater power on the sky, Nipapada Punar Bhumau. So he made them both, he attacked them in such a way, Vegam Nihatya. With a great force, he attacked them on the sky, and he pushed them down. And he was, like example that is given is like that of the Garuda. Suparna iva vegitaha. He had the ability like that of the Garuda. Interesting thing is, some places I've seen here in the US, the security guard, I've seen Garuda and Garuda securities. So they don't use the word like the way Garuda, they have Garuda, something like that. So I'm saying, why they use the Garuda is because it is most powerful in the sky. Garuda Airlines is also there, not in India. Interesting thing, it's not in India. India doesn't have such names. But I think one of the Asian countries has got Garuda Airlines. Maybe in the Philippines or something, Thailand or something. So Garuda is so powerful up in the sky. And one more interesting thing you will find is that Garuda is the symbol of US also. US symbol is Garuda, the eagle sitting there. Interesting how Garuda is used in many places. Suparna iva vegitaha. Sa sala vrikshamasadya, taking the samutpatya, uprooting a sala vriksha and taking that vanaraha, tau ubo rakshasau viro jagan. His weapons are all not any of the darts and clubs and no, he will take a tree. And with that he destroyed them both. Prahasya, so there Jagana Pavanatmajaha, Tataha Stan Threen Hatanyatva. Now other two are also gone, so three in total. Vanarena Tarasvina, the one who is most Tarasvin means it's so quick and extremely, what do you call that word? Tarasvin means not only swift, extremely swift in his action. So Pradasaha, the Pradasaha is the fourth one available there. Mahavegaha, Bali, Abhibede. So the fourth one, having seen the three of them having built, he started to laugh. Prahasya, Pragasaha Bali. Because two places you actually laugh. One, out of humor. Second, to hide your fear. So to hide your fear also sometimes you laugh. So that you think that you can overcome. So here he is laughing to hide his anxiety, his uncertainty, insecurity, fear. So, and at the same time, that fifth one is also there. Basakarnasya samkruddha is also enraged, Basakarna. Shulamadaya viryavan, holding on to a shula, the spear, and ekataha, what one side, kabishardulam, yashasvinam avastitau. They started to proceed towards the one that is standing there after having killed three of them. Abhishardulam, Yashasvinam, and they stood on the one side to attack him, to finish him. Obviously, Hanumanji is not worried about these two finally, because they are already been afraid. That itself is off war one. When you make the other person become afraid of your might, half of your battle is won. So this is a strategy they always use in war and any other business thing also. Make the other fellow afraid of you, that itself is sufficient for him to fail. So like when the person is ready for an exam, if the question answer looking at reading the question itself, half of the answers are forgotten. We may be very well prepared, but looking at the questions, my God, this I never thought of. That's why they do in the training, when they do for the exams or SAT, whatever it is, they give you the questions which are, you cannot even think of it. That kind of question. So prepare you for the possibility of attack from the examiners, asking questions which are so difficult to first of all even understand before you answer them. In the same way, here having killed three of them, he has already built the fear in the heart of both Pragasa and Basakarna. So it is very easy for him to get rid of them. So we'll see more of it in the next session.
गुणगणभूषण राम आश्रितवत्सल जय जय राम अयोध्यवासी सीताराम आपद्बान्धव जय जय राम दशरथ नन्दन श्रीराम दशमुखमर्दन जय जय राम कौसल्या सुखवर्धन राम कामितफलदा जय जय राम पापविमोचन श्रीराम पट्टाभिरामा जय जय रामा जानकी जीवन सीतारामा जय रघुरामा जय सिया रामा वानर सेवित श्रीरामा वारिधि वंदन जय जय रामा हनुमत पूजित सीतारामा जय 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 राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय।